list them all on the command line in Windows, hit return, and you get the same effect again. Hopefully Zorg is in there. Yeah, he is good. Or another thing you could do is you could go to the start here and, well actually let's just get rid of that for a second, Control C. In Windows if you type dir, you get a list of all files, and if you type, this probably isn't going to help me, is it? I thought this was a good idea for a second. In fact, let's try this, let's try type. I was going to say that you could get a list of all files by doing dir /b, and B gives you kind of more minimal information like that. But in fact, I haven't figured out how to get that to actually work with Perl. And what does seem to work? Let's do type star.text in Windows, and there we actually get the text from all three files. And what I can do is I go back to my Perl script here, get rid of the argument on the end there. Let's maybe just type some space to make it easier to read. So there's the Perl script with no file argument. I'm going to go to the start of that, and I'm going to put type star.text, and then a pipe character like this. And if I hit return now, what's happening is it's piping that text into my Perl program, and my Perl program's reading all the lines that are piped in and replacing me with Zorg. At least I think that's what's happening. Now, to get the hang of these Perl one-liners, the main thing is just to use them. I don't really fully understand how they work on every system, but what happens is if you need to do this kind of stuff a lot, you tend to sort of accumulate a few one-liners that you use a lot, and you don't really need to understand necessarily how they work in detail, things to be able to use them. So if you want to practice this, whatever system you're using, maybe create 3 files and put a little bit of text in each file, as many files as you like for that matter, and see if you can then use a Perl one-liner to replace some text in those files and then spit it out into another file and see how that goes. So that's it for this tutorial, and until next time, happy coding. Hello, this is John from caveofprogramming.com. In this tutorial we're going to look at in-place editing from the command line in Perl. So we're going to look at creating Perl one-liners that will actually change files, so they can actually replace text in files. And this is my favourite Perl one-liner. I have to say I don't know too many. In fact, this is practically the only one that I really use. But it's very useful. And if you want to know more Perl one-liners, since I'm now exhausted my knowledge, I encourage you to type Perl one-liner into Google. And I also just want to point out that if you type Perl-B, you get the Perl version, and if you type Perl-H, then you get help, which shows you the different options that you can use with Perl. So in this tutorial we're going to look at the -I option. We see that the -I option can take a file extension and look at how it works. So let's say I've got my files here, 1.txt, 2.txt, 3.txt. Let's just do cat 1.txt, and I'm going to start off in this Cygwin Unix type system. So let's say I want to replace in all these files the word me with the word Zorg. So I'll do Perl. I would do Perl-P to put that puts the loop in, you'll recall, that loops around each line in the file, and then E, which allows me to specify the Perl script to use, and then in quotes, let's use single quotes, I need to put, let's say s/ and then let's search for me, so \n to match the word boundary, me \b, sorry, did I say \n? I'm not sure, I meant \b. And then /, then the stuff I want to put in there in replacing me, which I'm going to put Zorg in capital letters in there, so it's easy to spot. / and let's use case insensitive and do multiple matches on each record, each line. And now I can supply a list of files to work on, so star.txt, let's say. And if I run that, it's just going to give me the results on the command line. So these are my files with me replaced with Zor, the contents of my text files. Now I can actually get this to edit each file one at a time and to do the replace on it, which is fantastic. So before I specify -pe, I can specify -i and then a file extension, and I'm going to put .orig for the original version, but you can put whatever you like. So -i and then no space. I don't know if it makes a difference, but it's not needed. And then dot and a file extension that you want to have the original version. The original version of the file is going to be kept, but it's going to change so that it has this file extension appended to it. And then the files with their existing names, for example 1.txt, that's going to have the replace done on it. So let's just run this and we'll see. And now if I do ls in Cygwin, I can do cat. Well, first of all, let's notice that we've got these files, for example 3.txt.orig. Let's do cat 1.txt.orig. I got it wrong. 1.txt.orig. I'm just using the tab to do the autocomplete. This is the original file, and you can see it's got me in it, for example, there. And if you look at if you look at cat1.txt, which is the original name, but it's now the replaced version of the file, the updated file, we can see that it's got me replaced with Zor. Now I'm going to talk a bit about how to get this to work in Windows on the console, in case you want to know that. So here, I'll try the same thing again, perl-i.orig -p and then -e, or I can condense them to just -pe. And double quotes I need for Windows, / I'm going to do /. And remember, this is just an example. You can do whatever you like here with each line in the file. You can try to match things on it. You can put a whole little Perl script in here. And if you're using the -p option, the thing to remember is that it will all be enclosed in a loop, and that loop will be fed the lines of the file one at a time. And they'll actually appear in a $_ variable, which I'm using implicitly here. Let's do s / \b me \b and then / Zor / case insensitive global.
Getting slaughtered.
And then star.txt. Now, actually, I'm going to change these files because I'm going to. Let's do ls star.txt.
Yes, sir.
In Unix, and then we've got 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to do run rm star.txt. Different these files. I'm going to do tar xvf files.zip. So I originally created these with
killing spree.
Files.zip. Star.txt, that archives the files into files.
Got it!
And now I just extract them again. So now if I do 1.txt, and this only works in so now I've got my original files back. There's me. So let's try this in Windows. Now in Windows, we know that the star does not work in that way. Can I get this to work in Windows? Well, I did some searching on the internet, and some of the stuff that I found didn't actually work, and I don't know why not. Maybe it's because I've got Windows 7 and used to working at a previous version of Windows or something. So the only thing I can say here is that you can type a list of files, 1.txt, 2.txt, 3.txt, and run that there in Windows, and cat1.txt.orig. That's the original file, and I'm sure it's in there. There's me. Okay, so let's try type one.txt. That's a new file.
Getting slaughtered!
Absorbing it. So it's worked in Windows, but I had to supply a list of files. I had to type them out in the command line. Now I actually don't know a way around this. If you do use Windows and you're interested in doing Perl-Linus in Windows, and if you find out how you can supply a list of files in Windows and the way it actually works, do feel free to leave a sort of question or email me at john@caveofprogramming.com or something, or just put it in like a question on using the udemy.com course, and so I can figure it out. Now this exhausts pretty much Perl-Linus. Usually, if you want to do something in Perl, you probably want to just type a little script on it. It's so much more flexible and easier on the eye. But clearly, this is very useful. There's a lot of these one-liners that you can potentially use, and if you search for Perl one-liner in Google, you'll find there's a lot of stuff you can do, and everyone sort of has their favourites. So that's it for this tutorial, and until next time, happy coding. This is John from test.streaming.oldschool.sof2, and in this tutorial so if you find your main program very big, you might want to split off file.
We're getting slaughtered!
Available to other programs. I'm going to declare I'm going to add another subroutine here. Let's call it subtest. And I'm just going to put so I'm going to say print.
Incoming!
So this is very simple. Doesn't do much. But let's imagine
I agree. God. Last Fire in the hole!
let's check that this works. So
Fire in the hole!
test.
Got it!
Let's run this. Now to create a separate module in Perl. Actually, I'm using the term. It's changing. I thought about what they are actually. So I'm going to right click the main project folder.
We're getting slaughtered!
But the important thing here is, first you need to keep the name for the module, and they're usually pretty short. So, because this is just saying hello there, that's all it's doing, it's subroutine. I'm just going to call it speak. And Perl modules, they usually start with uppercase first letter, so speak like that. And the file itself, if you put the module in, should finish with .pm extension. So I'm going to call this speak.pm finish. So we've got a blank text file called speak.pm.
Got it!
So this tells Pearl the name of this package. And you can in fact, there's no requirement to have the name of the package the same as the name of the file. And you can actually have multiple packages in one file. I'm not sure, I think actually it's a Perl module. And I think technically the file is have multiple packages in one module. But here what I'm going to do, because it's the clearest convention, is I'm just going to have one package in one module. So it's in one file called such.tm. And then I have one package so I start my module as package declarations. This is what's going to be in this module, this file, this package called speak. And you need to finish
Killing spree.
Getting slaughtered!
this file. You need to return value 1. Now, again, I'm not completely sure why that is. It's always
Hello.
seemed to be a bit inelegant. Particularly because you can't type return 1 like that in the module. You have return within the subroutine. But if you recall, this is something I did mention in the white
Incoming!
So if I type 1 semicolon here in my
Got it!
this package will return the value 1. So the upshot here is we're going to have one file called speak. Say package speak. Start by declaring the name of the package and finish it with 1 semicolon, which is like return value. But I've never seen anyone actually make use of this return value. I don't really know what to do with it. Maybe return 0 is simple as well. But what you see in practice
Killing.
We're getting slaughtered!
And now the question is, how do I use this? Well, the simplest thing you can do is, firstly, you need to import the package. So you need to tell them that you use it.
Got it!
this PAL, or you just want to know the more advanced stuff yourself. So
First blood!
Got it! Got it!
That's declaring an array the way that we've done it before. But there's another way to do it in some situations is a bit nicer, which is get rid of that.
I got it!
Say print
Killing Headhunter.
Got it!
So there's another way that I can declare this, which is to say PW quotes like this. So if I wanted an array of strings, QW is like a short
Fire in the hole! Fire in the hole!
First step here. So yeah, use
Got it!
like that. Now exporter has an array in it called export array. Your module. This is the So I'm saying yes, I want to use this this module exports. Sorry, I want to use this subroutine that this module exports. I use that here. Now, final thing I
Unfinished business.
do that, and now we're on
Fire in the hole! Fire in the hole!
program or wherever. Practice to use this export subroutine. Let's comment that out. Undefined subroutine. Saying
Killing spree.
Fire in the hole! Fire in the hole! Fire in the hole! Got it!
Killing spree.
Got it! Fire!
So go through those same steps. First create the module prefix of your module name. Have a go with any kind of module that you care to make up. And of course you could have as many subroutines as you like. I could have
Killing spree.
Yes, sir.
So that's it for this tutorial. I'm going to go on to look at and in fact, in the next tutorial, this tutorial we're going to look at organising
Fire in the hole! Fire in the hole!
before you attempt this stuff. And once you
Killing spree.
then this is a good video to look at. So
Got it!
here I've got
Got it! Got it!
Killing spree.
Hierarchical structure.
Fire in the hole! Fire in the hole! Fire in the hole!
To take a simple example, let's imagine
Fire in the hole!
let's say as an example,
Headhunter.
let's say this is just like a lesson text modules that we're going to create to do.
Hello.
Let's go ahead. As I'm using
Fire in the hole! Fire in the hole!
turning to modules that you have to do with communication. Click finish. And Perl, you can think of this as being kind of, it's like a hierarchy of packages. Say when sub packages, if you like. You know what about but the name of it is as the names of themselves, that is, they usually start with a capital letter. Words, so you don't need to put underscores in there, circular spaces or anything like that. So I'm going to give it a one-word
Fire in the hole! Fire in the hole!
So now,
Killing spree. Head.
I got it!
Killing spree.
John. It's a stupid example. My name's John. I could have a folder called John.
Got it!
Communication, speak, and so on. So these are the directories. speak. If I save that,
Headhunter.
now you might because this isn't like a directory file, it's obviously relative to the project directory. And there's an array in Perl called int.
Killing spree.
That's an array of directories which Perl will search for your module directories and your modules, and this kind of path is relevant. So let's imagine. In fact, if I change the name of it to something and then hit run, directories that Perl is searching by default for modules, and then you can configure that. One way to do it is something that's a bit simpler here. So let's move this package now. So I'm going to go to Find.
Fire in the hole! Fire in the hole!
In Windows, it would be Explorer.
Fire in the hole! Fire in the hole!
Directory tree a bit. And create a folder here called modules, let's say. So let's right click and go to new folder, modules, and then
First blood.
paste that subdirectory containing my module into this modules. Mac, if I do get info and see where that's located, copy that path to it, copy, and go back to my project now. I'm going to delete this from the project folder. So trash. I'm going to go back to Eclipse, and you see that Eclipse has got some idea. It's got the old idea of where the project is located. I have to right click the folder, and this somehow screws with the code as well. I don't even know why, but it does. And so right click the folder and go to Friends to get it to run. See if it's actually on. And I'll unmangle the name go into save it. So now, of course, it's saying that I can't find the module, and I need to tell it to add that new location to array in here, and then it will be able to find the module. And to do that from within your script, so the option, what I'm about to show you is not good if you've got a bunch of different scripts in different locations, then look into
Killing spree.
the environment.
Headhunter.
But to just add directories here, extra directories in my script, I want Perl to search for modules. I can say use lib and specify the location of the directory containing my modules. Because I have lots of modules in the directory, and lots of these lib statements are on. So this is why I now have moved the module to. And within that directory, there's a communication directory. There's my speak module. I run that's it for this tutorial, especially since I'm about to sneeze due to some allergy things. So before I do that, I'll wind it up. But in the next tutorial, we're going to look at, I think, object-oriented Perl. So just a brief introduction to it, to get you started, which is probably all you need. And this stuff is definitely extremely useful. And if you're working in a company, you may decide that you want to standard directory with Perl modules in, either one of the existing standard directories or a new one. And you may want to configure that array inc to search your modules from there. But the only thing that I will say is that it's best not to get carried away with using modules, because you have to remember that if that module will always have to be distributed with a script, and it always has to be in the right place, and it's so frustrating using the Perl script, and you can't run because it can't find the modules.
Fire in the hole!
Hello, this is John from geoip.com, and in this tutorial I'm going to look at object orientation. What this is a very brief in a normal program, in a traditional program, we write code in a way typically that's
We're getting slaughtered!
procedural. I think that's sufficient, I'm not sure. There's also, besides these two, there's also functional programming, where functions can be passed to other functions. Well, I never thought about it, but anyway, Perl is basically procedural, and that means the structure of it is going to be, well, the way I've been writing it anyway, we always have a main program, which is not obligatory, and that can call some subroutine, sub1, and sub2, and then sub3, and so on. And after the main is called sub1, sub5, and then calls sub6, sub7. This is the kind of structure you get in a program. So you have a main calling one subroutine after the other, and each of those subroutines themselves call a bunch of subroutines one after the other. This is procedural programming. And these are procedures, or subroutines, or functions, just if you like. What we do is we package the subroutines, which makes a lot of sense. So in object orientation,
Got it!
is subroutines plus data. For example, let's take some kind of simple example. Let's say that you want to represent a person in code. Let's say you've got a personnel database, then you've got to represent people in there somehow. Obviously, not everything about people.
Got it!
So let's say, for example, you've got a person, you've got an object called person, then person will contain
I don't know.
So,
Why don't you ask the captain?
things like, I don't know, I mean, it depends what your database is going to do, but stuff like, sometimes seems like just about time, perhaps. Or sleep, that's a nice one. Sleep, I like sleeping. And many other things, obviously, that people do. I don't know why I pay tax and sleep, but there you go.
Killing spree.
So, the data is representing the state of the person, how they are, you know, things like age and height, all that stuff. It's all the state of an object, basically. And I got it. Damn it! And we can model entire programs like this. But of course, there's a whole art to this, a whole sort of science to it. I'm not going to get into that. I'm just going to stick to the basics here. But the important thing to know is that we're going to create objects from data and subroutines bundled up together.
Fire in the hole! Getting slaughtered!
As a dimensions of colour and weight and so on. And everything's got some certain things that you can do with the object. Like say that we've got maybe a depending on is that we're going to be dealing with classes. We're going to be creating classes and class. I got it. Template for
Target acquired.
so different
Killing spree.
different person objects having different names and ages and so on. There's a bunch of subroutines. The same subroutine or different data. Then identify the person class. That class says what data the person should have. So it's not saying what specific age will be. It's just saying what age. And the class is saying that it's got all these subroutines. So we create classes. Which we use packages actually as a template for our objects. And then
Yes, sir! What was that?
objects like people with particular names and ages and so on. And made up of
Check your
objects.
fire!
First blood. Multi-kill.
Fire in the hole!
Great shot!
Fire in the hole! Check your fire!
Got it.
Fire in the hole!
Objects. So that's it for this so much programming that I'm not going to go into this isn't kind of beginners. I'm just showing you how to somewhat familiar with in Perl. And if you do want to know about
Killing spree. Headhunter.
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
Java for Beginners tutorial series more into object orientation. But what we do here is, firstly, we want to pick something that we want to model. So, as a really simple example, I'm going to model some aspects of a person. Obviously, very limited aspects of a person. We might have a database, for example, dealing with those. So, I'll show you
Got it.
what to do in my main program. I'll show you how to implement it with classes and objects. So a lot of this stuff is going to seem cryptic and hard to remember, but I'll give you like a little task to do at the end of this program, and you'll need to practice this a bit along with other Perl concepts.
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
Way to really get your head around this, other than to type it and see it working. Data with a sub-package person. So in other words, a kind of module called person.
We're gonna need more
folder
firepower
called
to get out of
data.
here in one piece.
So I'll say use data person, and in my main, I'll say $person1 equals new. And 45. Now what this is
Fire in the hole! Fire in the hole! We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
object is it's data and subroutines bundled up together, and the data is going to be the name and age. It's actually calling it's going to call a subroutine called new. It's kind of a funny way, because this is
Got it.
object oriented. Just like Java, it looks more similar to what you expect in other languages. Although in Perl it boils down to calling a subroutine, which we're going to define. And once I've done that, I'm going to be able to say $person1 and call subroutines. Like, for example, let's say that we define a subroutine called speak.
Hey, did you see that guy? He wet his pants!
Affirmative.
And we want this to say 45 years old. Well, actually,
Killing spree.
so each person.
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one.
To that person, and
Got it!
do things like data or other objects or whatever.
Fire in the hole! We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
It's here.
Headhunter.
So we talk about objects, and objects are the data and subroutines bundled together. And you can
Rampage.
like things in the real world, you know, you can model them in your programs, people, machines, shops.
Fire in the hole!
Fire in the hole!
Fire in the hole!
Messages, or
We're getting slaughtered!
so you can build up whole programs like this. Let's say little person like let's make my 55, and let's make him green as Bob.
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
So we've got two people, Bob and
Got it!
and we want them to say hello to each other.
Grenade!
Just print out a simple example of something to do. Now let's
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
hero.
Fire in the hole!
Negative.
I've got two bits of
Fire in the hole!
and I'm calling one subroutine. That's all this
Got it.
subroutine is part of this object.
Killing spree. Headhunter.
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one
And here we've
piece.
got another person, like 55, and he's just saying hello to Bob. So
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
So I'm going to create that folder. I'm going to write and I'm calling it.
Got it!
Fire in the
Fire in the hole! Fire in the hole!
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here.
New
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
next, and I'm going to call this person PM. Click finish. So we've got person data. Here. I need to start with package data colon person.
Killing spree.
Don't forget whatever folder hierarchy it's in. It's like part of the package name.
We're gonna need
So
more
when
firepower to get out of here in one piece.
then it's not going to work here. And
We're
need to
getting
finish
slaughtered!
level one, as always.
Negative.
And I'm going to type.
Advance.
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
It's actually going to be called new. I'm actually calling it here in a kind of strange looking way. So I'm going to say sub now new is going to be
Got it!
but
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
to shift off the argument array. And when we type this,
Will do.
it only calls the new subroutine.
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
The class, or in other words, this is the package name. Maybe it's even a little string, I'm not sure. We just need to have this as the first line. In Perl, an object
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
sign hash. I'm going to say to start with my %self equals, and this is a hash, and I'm going to give it the data that I want to store in this person, which is going to be in that order. So
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
and I'm going to give
We're gonna
this
need more
a
firepower to
shift,
get out of here in one piece.
which I appreciate looks a bit confusing. If you followed the previous going on here, what's actually going on is that shift works by default with this array.
We're getting slaughtered.
Sorry,
Affirmative.
there's an
Negative.
array predefined, and that contains
Rampage.
subroutines.
We're gonna need more firepower to
And
get out of
before
here
we
in
got
one
this,
piece.
We removed and shifted off and put it in this variable, the first element of this array. We'll get the next element, and when we shift again, the next element, and so on. So this is going to be passing automatically, and the next two things we're passing in are these. Here, we're getting the name and the age, because we're going to pass those in to this new thing via this slightly strange syntax here.
Wolf's Den. This is Lone Wolf.
I'm going to change this.
Authorization Alpha Niner 807. Come in. Over.
It's a reference
Negative.
hash. And we can actually define reference and set it equal to a new hash and initialize it in one go. And the way to do that is change this. So now it's a reference.
Fire in the hole!
Fire in the hole!
Change. Oh yeah, sorry. If I was initializing
Got it!
Cover me! We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
Fire in the hole!
So I hope that's not too well. It probably is confusing.
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
It would have to be like this. If you use the % sign here, hopefully you remember that you need round brackets. If you don't remember, then you just need some practice. This is how we initialize a hash. If you have a reference instead,
Got it!
if you change these round brackets,
I need it.
then you have to reference to a hash. If you didn't have to go through the step of creating the hash and then put a reference to it, we've done it in one go.
the hole!
Fire in the hole!
Fire in the hole!
Fire in the hole!
And
Fire in the hole!
Pearl. I'm not sure. Let's.
Grenade!
What's wrong with that? It should be alright. Bless. There we go. Okay. So yeah, so there's a lot of kind of Christian biblical the things that die and reap, and bless is one of them. And what this is doing is, as far as I understand, it's just turning this hash reference as well as data. Finding out the stuff that we're seeing here. Don't get hung up on trying to understand it in detail. Get it?
Got it!
So, and now.
Got it!
So, if you look at this, this is a weird way of calling the method new on this person. I've forgotten something here. I don't know if you can see what it is. It's data, because that's how I defined it.
Fire in the hole!
Colon person. So.
Grenade!
Here.
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
Basically, these two count as 1 and 3.
Nice shot!
And getting it, meaning it can then refer to subroutines that we add to this package as well. And we're returning it, and when we return it, yeah, it ends up here. That's actually a special stash. So is this. And now finally we can put in whatever subroutines we like. And I'll implement just one to be going on with, and I'll also pass my data so you can see it's a normal subroutine, and you pass arguments to it in a normal way. So I'm going to say here sub.
Incoming!
Because that's what I called it here when I tried to call it.
Apparently these guys aren't music lovers. Affirmative.
And I'm gonna put some data in this name here. But the first argument.
Got it!
$other.
Got it! Killing spree! Got it!
So this stuff we've seen before.
We're gonna need more firepower to
This
get
is
out of
just
here in
getting
one
arguments
piece.
in the normal way to this subroutine. The only difference is that $self will automatically be passed to it. It will be automatically be passed when we
Affirmative.
do this via the reference to this person object. This is the blueprint for these are
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
instances of this class, particular objects with particular data, and we call it
Killing
subroutine that's part of a class or that belongs to objects, and we call those methods for some reason. No one will kill you if you call it a subroutine, though. And now let's just make it do something for the sake of implementation. I'll just say print hello. I want to get the name and the age here. Let's say $.
Got it!
So $other is
Take position.
That's into greet.
Affirmative.
$other name is, and the name in itself.
Take position.
And say I'm just using this.
Rampage! Got it!
Name.
Yes, sir.
Using this hash reference here,
Glad I'm not that guy.
passed in automatically to refer to this thing here, and the name is being set via the stuff we passed in.
He's over here!
Yeah, see how that works. Or if you don't, I think you will after a bit of practice. You just need to type
Fire in the hole!
first. My name is
Fire in the hole! I got you, bastard!
Let's and paste in I am age dot, I'm going to maximize this editor years.
Grenade!
I'm going to save that and I'm going to cross my fingers and run it. And we need to select the main and we can see what it says. Let's just, so /n.
We're gonna need more fire.
Bob, I'm 45 years old.
Fire in the hole! We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
Yeah, so it's hello Mike, and then hello Bob, my name is Bob. Hello Bob, my name is Bob. Hello Mike, my name is Bob. And then hello Bob, my name is Bob. That one's wrong. Bloody wrong. So this is Bob.
Killing spree.
That looks so good. Hello Bob. What am I doing wrong? What I'm doing wrong is, let's see, in self here, and we're shifting off name and age.
Incoming!
Oh yeah, I'm calling person 1 by mistake. My brain is a bit tired. So yeah, here we're working. We're creating a new object. We're using the person one to refer to it, and we're calling method on creating a new object and then calling subroutines of person 2, and they've all got their own data. That's kind of the point. So, and the second guy is called Mike, and he's 55.
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
I don't know if it's confusing that I've made Mike call Bob. Any old data, you know, that you pass in here. They don't have to. Something I've done. This person could greet. I've run out of ideas. Rodrigo is coming to mind, and I'm not Spanish. Let's run that. Here we go. So they're not connected to each other. These are two
Affirmative.
separate objects. They've both been made from the same mold, if you like, the same class in technical terms. So
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
I'm going to give you a little exercise, which is simply think of something that you could model, some kind of object that has some kind of data associated with it and some kind of subroutines. It can be anything you like. It can be a simple, silly example from the real world, like a dog or a car or something. You know, a car has, you know, whatever you like, speed,
Fire
weight,
in the hole!
and it has
Fire in the hole!
subroutines like turn, you know, start ignition or brake and that sort of thing. They could be subroutines. Or, you know, dog has data, eye colour, name. It does things like wag tail, bark, and so on. Or even better, you know, if you can, think of something actually useful, like something that deals with files or something. I don't really know. I'm going to give that task to you to test your ingenuity and just do whatever you feel like and try to get this working. Try to create a class and
First blood!
and do something with the object. And this is a big subject, so if you haven't seen this kind of thing before and you feel out of your depth, don't get it at all, because you just need to study object-oriented programming stuff. But the syntax itself, that will stick in your brain just with typing.
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one
Follow
piece.
this kind of template in your mind. And of course you'll have as many subroutines as you like and as much data as you like.
Got it!
This can be written in all kinds of different ways, as is always the case in Perl. So I'm just showing you one technique here. that's it for this tutorial. I hope that wasn't too intimidating, and until next time, happy coding. Hello, this is
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
HTTP server on your computer. Now, series, I want to show you the absolute basics of creating a web application using Perl.
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
Is you create Perl scripts, which then can someone can have an internet browser running somewhere in the world, and they can go to a web page like, and that would then
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
Be intercepted.
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
The Apache HTTP server, and that would then fetch a document from your computer, which can be generated by a Perl program, which will be sent back to the user's browser and rendered as a web page. So the bottom line is that I want to show you how to create Perl programs.
Secure the perimeter!
Web pages on browsers. And your page isn't going to be visible on the internet unless you do extra work, like setting up a fixed IP address, or, to be honest, it's better to rent web space somewhere if you're going to get into creating web applications with Perl. But I just want to show you the absolute basics of how this works. And the first step to creating web applications with Perl is you need a server to run them on. And as I say, it's best ultimately, if you want to really do this seriously, to rent space somewhere, rent a CGI account that you can run Perl on somewhere. But the world's most popular server is actually the Apache HTTP. And
Killing spree!
displaying websites, even very powerful websites. I don't know about Google what that uses, but the thing is, you can download it. It's free, and then you can use it for testing your Perl web applications. So I'm going to go through what little I know installing Apache here. So I'm going to have to recommend you to do a lot of Googling if you hit roadblocks. And again, talking about if you haven't thought about this, and you can kind of watch these tutorials and begin to if you want. And if you do know, I don't know, if you know some basic HTML and stuff, certainly have a go at this. And it's always useful to know. Okay, well, let's get on with it. So search for Apache HTTP server in Google and go to this page, httpd.apache.org, or some page from apache.org. And we need the download page actually, so I'll click on this second link here. If you're running Windows, you should, if you scroll down here, you can probably find a Windows binary installer that just allows you can just download that and just install Apache with a few clicks. You might need to right click the installer and go to run as admin or something like that. I'm not sure. If you're using other platforms, like I'm using a Mac, the best thing to do probably is just do some Googling, like, for example, install Apache HTTP server Mac or Ubuntu or Windows or whatever you like, if you run into any problems, and you'll find lots and lots of pages telling you how to do this, telling you how to install Apache. Install
Killing spree!
Good day.
You need to configure it a little bit once it's running. Oh yeah. You'll know that type localhost in any browser, localhost : and even though the web pages you create here will have wider internet, you have to fix IP address, or else, as I said, which is the easiest option. CGI account, but you will be able to see them. You'll be able to see it on your own computer. So when Apache is running, you can go to localhost :80 by default and go to that page, and you'll see something there. Usually it'll be something fancier than this, and this is appearing because I've deleted the default index files, so I get this weird page, but you'll probably get something a bit nicer. When that's running Apache, so that you can run Perl scripts under Apache, again, not something I'm any kind of expert at, but I'll try to show you. That's something I was working on earlier. What I really need is a terminal here. There we go. So figure out, and if it's in Windows, you will probably have selected to install it in program files or somewhere like that. You should have somewhere an Apache folder. At the moment it's called Apache 2 usually, but it could be called something else by the time you do this. I don't know. You need to find that folder, search for it, and find and you need to edit that, and it may be you need to edit other things like things that and the stuff that you need to change I'm going to show you now, and
Killing spree.
maybe it will change between versions.
Keep your head down.
Between operating systems. So if the stuff that I'm about to show you doesn't work, again, I would recommend that you do stuff like
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
Apache, something like that maybe. And you'll get pages on how to add CGI script support to your Apache server. That's what you need basically. CGI stands for Common Gateway Interface. And although I've been working with this for many years, I don't really know why it's called that, but it's basically just a way of having a computer program generate
Killing spree.
So
Got it!
Head hunter.
I've got Apache running. And
Got it!
Edit that. And, in Windows, for example, you might be able to right-click Notepad, the icon for Notepad, and go to Run as Administrator, and then open this file. Because you could have sort of permission problems with editing it. It might be read-only or something. On the Mac here, I'm going to just use something awful called vi. I'm going to go do this sudo vi httpd.conf. Vi is like an editor from the 70s or something, I don't know, and this is an improved version of it, but it's still a bit horrible. I'll just add in my password here. So hopefully you'll find some way of editing this httpd.conf. And firstly, what you need to look for is search in here for document root, because the document root entry in this file configures where Apache is going to serve documents from, where it's going to serve web pages from. So probably best to find that. And then there's going to be another entry in here. Sorry about the banging if you can hear that from outside. There's going to be another entry in here that configures that. Change this so that it will execute Perl scripts. One thing you'll probably need to do is uncomment this options entry here. Let's try forgetting how to use vi actually. Whoops. I think I've just lost it. Let's find that again. If it's still working. Document root. So you need to have this options entry in there, or I think you do. And the important bit is you need this exec CGI thing, execute Common Gateway Interface. That is what, because by default Apache will only serve up like static documents, and you want it to run programs to generate documents instead. And this exec CGI option is what tells it to do that. So you need that to be in there. And you also want, if you search for .cgi, this is just one way of doing this, what I'm about to show you. But you'll probably have in your file, again, a commented out thing that says add handler cgi-script.cgi or something like that. And again, if this has been superseded by some other way of doing it, then certainly Google for this on the internet, Google for adding CGI support in Apache and follow the instructions there. But at the moment, the way to do this is you have by default commented out in your file, commented out with a hash like that, this add handler cgi-script.cgi entry, and you need to uncomment that and save the file. And this, because what we're going to do is we're going to name our Perl scripts something or other .cgi instead of .pl, and then by putting them in a document root, which we've changed to exec CGI, then we can execute any file with the extension .cgi as a program in that directory, and then we can run Perl scripts in there. Okay, so that's it for this tutorial. I hope that was useful, and as I say, certainly Google this if you have any kinds of problems. Don't forget, after saving this file, you've got to save this file somehow, even if it gives you grief in doing so. Figure out how to save it, and you need to restart Apache. And on a Mac or a Unix-like system, you can probably do something like sudo apache ctl restart. But on Windows or many other systems, you'll have like a little GUI user interface control where you just click start or stop to restart Apache. And if you have that, then of course it's maybe easier to use that. And again, you could Google it, Google restart Apache, and then your platform like Mac or Ubuntu or Windows or whatever it is, and see what comes up. I highly recommend Googling, because that's how I figured much of this stuff out myself, actually. In the next tutorial, we're going to get back to Perl, where I feel like I'm on safe territory again, and we're going to look at creating a little Hello World Perl program that can then create a web page that could be made visible on the internet, although we're just going to look at it on a local browser here. So join me again then, and until next time, happy coding. Hello, this is John from caveofprogramming.com. In this tutorial, we're going to look at creating a basic CGI Perl script, which is a Perl script that can generate a web page, basically. So hopefully you've got the Apache HTTP server set up, or else you've rented some CGI-enabled web space somewhere, and you've identified the folder where you can place CGI scripts and then run them. So you'll need all those as prerequisites for this tutorial. Now I've installed Apache, and if let's just search in this httpd.conf, the commands that I'm typing here are like Unix specific, so don't worry about them. They're not central to this tutorial, but basically I just want to search in this httpd.conf, or it could also be in host.conf or something, for that document root. So let's just do that. In fact, I've typed this the wrong way around, annoyingly, and then I can create a Perl script in that document root. So let's try this. There we go. So in my case, because I'm on a Mac, I'm going to go to this folder and put my Perl scripts there. But if it's in Windows or something, of course it's going to be different. So let's go to that folder. I'm going to work a bit with the command line here, just because it's simpler with this Mac. But if you're using Windows, you can use Notepad and stuff like that. It should, it's going to be absolutely fine. In fact, I've created this test.cgi, but let's just maybe remove that. I'll start from scratch. So you need to create a file called something or other .cgi, because in the last tutorial we set up Apache to only run files with a .cgi extension. So I'm going to create a file here called, let's call it index.cgi. In fact, you can also configure Apache quite easily to serve up index.cgi by default if you just go to the URL, which in our case will be localhost:80. But don't worry about that anyway. In fact, I'll call it something else just to not introduce more stuff into this already confusing matter. Let's call it test.cgi again, why not? I'll just type my password in. So create a file and make sure you can save it before you start typing stuff, because you could have permission problems. And we need to put some Perl code in here. This is just a Perl program, basically. Now, if you're on a Unix type system, and if you're on Windows, you won't have to worry about this. But if you're on a Unix type system, like Mac OS, for example, find out where Perl is by doing which Perl, and then copy that. And you want to put what we call a shebang at the top of the script, which I cover in another video. But let's just edit this test.cgi again. In Unix, to tell the operating system where Perl is located, you need to put something like this, a hash symbol, whoops, don't want that, and then a exclamation mark, and then the full path to Perl, like that. That's called, I believe, a shebang. And it says to Unix, this script should be run with this program, the specified program here. If you're on Windows, you don't need to do that. And then this is just going to be a normal Perl script. So I'm going to type here use strict. I always like to put that in, and use warnings. And I always like to put that in as well. And yeah, let's put a main in, because why not? So main, I just always think it makes it look a lot nicer and tidier. And then we must remember to call main, otherwise it's not going to do anything. And now what I need to do is I need to print some stuff that's going to be sent to our browser. And there's one line that's very important, and it looks like this. And I'm going to show you a better way of doing this in the next tutorial, but for now I'm just going to type print, because I want to emphasize here that this is just a normal Perl script, really. There's nothing funny about it. I'm going to say print content -type :text//HTML and 2 backslashes, like \n, two \n, 2 new line characters, like that. It's important to get this right. So content -type : content has a capital C, T doesn't, it's lowercase. T is lowercase, sorry, I mean. And then space after the colon, text /HTML, and then 2 new line characters. And then you can print stuff. And if you know, well, we could actually just print a line of text here and it would work just fine. But what I want to do is print a HTML document, really. So I'm going to use the multi-line kind of string syntax that I showed you before. In fact, let's not. Let's start off with something simpler. Let's just say print hello world. I'll miss off the HTML tags, and if you don't know what HTML tags are, then don't worry about it. But I'm pretty sure I'm allowed to miss them off. So I'll say print hello world, and I'm just going to save that. And if you're in Unix, you might need to also do something like chmod 755 test.cgi. I don't know, I need sudo actually. You won't have to do this on Windows, I don't think. Well, no, you definitely won't, because it's a Unix command. And I'm not even sure if you need to do this in Unix. My understanding of Apache is pretty, and how this really works is pretty hazy. But anyway, that's just making sure it's executable. Now, if I run that script on a command line, which you should do, and in Windows you can go to the Start menu and run command CMD to get a console. And again, if you find this completely out of your depth, then your choice is really
looking at a few relevant tutorials on how to use the Windows console and stuff like that, or just skip this because you might never end up doing this. But anyway, if you run your script in some kind of a console, then what you should see is it should run, and you should see this content type text/HTML and the hello world coming out there. Now here's the magic. Let's go to a browser, and because I placed that in that special directory, I should now be able to see that, to view that as a web page. So I go to localhost :80. In fact, the :80 probably doesn't matter, but anyway. And then go to your script, and you see it says hello world. And notice I'm not seeing the content type text-HTML. That's because that's kind of consumed by the browser. That was an instruction to the browser that this is going to be HTML, and all web pages are basically, well, most of them anyway, are coded in these HTML tags which say how they should be formatted. And so this browser knows that this is HTML, and we didn't put any HTML tags in there, we just put hello world, but that usually seems to work anyway. So what we've got here is Apache is running. We're going to a URL, which, okay, is just on our own computer in this case, and that's making a request to Apache ultimately, and Apache is going away, finding that Perl script, running the Perl script, and then taking the output that's generated and sending it back to this browser. And that is how the internet largely works in a way. So that's a really basic Perl program that just runs, that just creates a very, very basic web page, no colors or anything on it. But this is the basis of a some extremely powerful techniques. There is a lot you can do with Perl and Apache. For example, there's mod Perl, which I've never used, but I think it is some kind of integration of Perl directly with Apache. And also, I've created a number of websites just using Perl programs like this. And you can do that, but a lot of people also use frameworks which help you to organize your Perl programs, because obviously a web page can have a lot of Perl in it, either a lot of separate Perl files or just one Perl file even, but it could be very complex. So for that reason, people use web frameworks to organize your Perl, which I won't go into because I don't know anything about them. But what I'm going to show you is, I want to show you in the next tutorial a really useful module, cgi.pm, that will make your task of working with Perl and websites easier. So join me again next time, and until next time, happy coding. Hello, this is John from caveofprogramming.com, and in this tutorial I want to introduce you to the cgi.pm module for working with web applications or CGI applications in Perl. So if you Google for cgi.pm, I hope this works, then, well, I don't know what's happened. Hang on, let me go to Google and search for cgi.pm. And yeah, if you go to this link from CPAN is this massive site full of Perl modules that do all kinds of things. Sometimes they're poorly documented, and sometimes they're hard to install, but there's a huge range of stuff there, so it's very important to know about it. Yeah, it says here on Wikipedia it's widely used. No, it doesn't. It's talking about cgi.pm. Anyway, yeah, CPAN's well worth knowing about. And if you click that link for cgi.pm and go to maybe this top one here, then you can see a massive load of documentation here about what you can do with cgi.pm. It's pretty intimidating, but actually, unlike some other modules, the documentation for cgi.pm is pretty damn good. So don't be too intimidated by it. If you just look through this index here, you'll find a lot of useful stuff. So let's get started with cgi.pm here, and I'm going to
edit my original test.cgi. In fact, again, the way you edit it is going to depend on your system, and I'm using a Mac here, which has a Unix type terminal in it. Let's copy test.cgi to test2.cgi because I want to upload the original source code with the last tutorial, and I'll edit test2.cgi. Again, use the editor of your choice, which probably won't be Vi, but so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a line here that says use CGI semicolon. So we're using the CGI module, which will be almost certainly installed by default on your system because it's like a core Perl module basically. And now, instead of having this line here that prints the content type header, I'm going to replace that with something else. In fact, first, I want to have a global variable up here. I'm going to say my dollar, let's call this $CGI, uppercase letters, equals new CGI. So all I'm doing is, if you follow the tutorial on object-oriented Perl, this is just a name for a variable. I'm putting it in uppercase letters just because it's global, because I'm declaring it outside of any subroutine, so it's going to be available to all subroutines, and I'm setting that equal to a new object of the type CGI class, which is made available from this CGI module. Let's save that, and then I can delete this line here, and instead of what I had before, I can just write $CGI arrow, and I'm going to call a method of this CGI object here called header, and put the semicolon in, and that returns a header that we can use. It returns the text content type text/HTML by default. I'm just going to also put print in here because we're going to print the return value of it, and that's going to do pretty much what we had before. Let's check. Let's just run it. So run test2.cgi, and I typed it wrong.
Complete.
And you should see when you run it this. You've got this char set thing there as well, which is an additional refinement. I'm not sure really what difference it makes, but it's some kind of standard thing. It's good to know. And we see it still says hello world, so it's still running fine. And I'm going to print everything up to the label. Let's make it HTML, uppercase letters. So this Perl syntax I covered in the tutorial on multi-line comments and strings. So this is saying print, and then this bit here is defining a string using the label which I've arbitrarily chosen, HTML in uppercase letters, just because I'm going to put HTML in here. But I could have put any string in there. Whoops, where I've written HTML, I could have written anything. And I like to use uppercase letters just because it's kind of a label. And then you need to end, I'm going to put stuff in here, and then you need to end it with whatever label you've chosen on a line by itself. And if you have any spaces in front of it or stuff after it, then it won't work. So watch that. So here I'm going to put some, I could again just put hello world, that would be fine, but I'm going to instead make it a bit fancier. I'm going to put HTML in here, and let's have a closing HTML tag. This is HTML. If you don't know HTML, it's well.
Watch out! Watch out!
Name is Wang Xiangming.
Rampage.
Oh my god! Grenade! Objective complete. We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
Might need to do usually with a .html suffix, but this is being generated.
We're gonna need... Grenade!
Killing spree.
Grenade! Fire in the hole! Fire in the hole!
Parameters with in your CGI. And this is, let's say you just running on our local it could be like use a CGI you have multiple ampersands. If you look,
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
you'll often see this kind
Target acquired.
Killing spree.
Fire in the hole!
of thing. One or more.
Target acquired.
But it's still very common.
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece. Fire in the hole! Fire in the
CGI. Then I'll edit that. So I need pseudo What I'm going to do is let's get parameters.
Killing spree.
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece. Fire in the hole!
So whatever parameters you expect to be there, you can get them like this. Different subroutines here to generate different HTML pages depending on which parameters we got.
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
Let's just say here, user.
We're gonna need more fire.
Target acquired.
Fire in the hole! Fire in the hole! Fire in the hole! We're gonna need more fire.
I got it.
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece. We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece. We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece. We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
Target acquired.
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece. Grenade! We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
Affirmative.
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece. Woo!
Then we can see it's got that information. And if you don't supply one or more of the parameters, of course, then this isn't going to work. So it's, I think it's just like an empty string, but you need to check, and you can't assume the parameters are going to be there. And you also, it's really important to remember, people can type what they want here. So don't open yourself to malicious attacks by, for example, reading in parameter values and then using them in SQL, just bunging them into a SQL command, because people will hack your database. Think really carefully before taking in user input of any kind and using it in your Perl program. Think about what a malicious user could do. That's it for this tutorial. I think I'm just going to show you one more thing with CGI programming. This is a huge topic, and I just wanted to show you the bare minimum to get you started, but probably I'm going to show you just a little example of the form in the next tutorial. So join me again then, and until next time, happy coding. Hello, this is John from caveofprogramming.com. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you a simple example of a HTML form generated by a Perl program. I want to just show you an example of a really simple interactive Perl web application, and I'm going to kind of skip lightly over the HTML aspects of this. I'm assuming you either know HTML or you don't mind kind of being dropped in at the deep end a little bit. But what I've got at the moment is this, I've got this test3.cgi from the last tutorial, which allows us to supply parameters, which Perl then echoes back. And you'll notice that, the parameters, obviously, they're being supplied in the URL here, which is a common practice. But we're going to see another way of supplying parameters in this tutorial as well. And I'm also going to show you at least one new subroutine. So let's take a look at the script here. So I've got this test3.cgi, and I'm going to copy that to test4.cgi. So let's do, I'm in Unix here, so OS 10 actually on the Mac. So I'm going to copy test3.cgi to test4.cgi, and of course you're probably hopefully doing this in a much nicer editor. I'm just using this because I couldn't really be bothered to figure out how to edit these scripts using something nicer in this Apache directory on the Mac. I'm going to edit test4.cgi, and I want to put some HTML in here. So at the moment what's happening is we're using the CGI module to retrieve the user and password parameters, and then I'm creating this multi-line string here. And in Perl, when you create a string, you can embed variables in it. At least you can if you use either this syntax, this kind of thing here, or double quotes. With single quotes, you can't embed variables. So this $user and $password is a variable embedded in the string, which is a great thing that we've seen before that you can do in Perl. So let's get rid of this stuff here, and so get rid of the contents of the HTML document. And between these HTML tags, I'm going to define a form, because interactive websites are really kind of all about, if you think about it, text areas, text input controls where you can type stuff, and buttons and stuff like that. So you click things and things happen and it gets information from you. That's an interactive website. And I'm going to show you a really simple example here of a HTML form. So let's create a form tag here. So I'll start with open form like that, and then finish it with close form. And then in the middle here, I can put we could put anything really, like checkboxes, radio buttons, or whatever. Let's just have a text control. So I'll have input type equals text, name equals, let's say, let's call it query, just arbitrarily. That's just something I've plucked out of the air. Query, as if it was a search engine that we were creating here. And I won't give it a value, because I could specify an initial value for the text in this control, but I won't. And just to make it slightly more interesting, let's also have a hidden control. If you want to supply parameters from a form, and you don't want them to be set by the user, like you don't want to use a text control or something, you can have a hidden input control, and you'll see how that works in a minute. Let's say input type equals hidden. I'm going through this really quickly because, as I say, it's not my intention to explain HTML here. Input type equals hidden, name equals, let's make this something like, I don't know, like, my mind has really gone blank. Name equals, okay, I'll just type something go, and value equals true. Something.
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
Killing spree.
Value sets the text on the button, so I'll set that to search. Goes fine, really. Oops, what have I done?
gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece. We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece. We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
Watch out!
It's hard to use. It's fair to say. Right. So that's that test4.cgi. We've got a little form here. And what that looks like is, let's take a look at it. So let's go to test4.cgi. There's a little form, and I've got a text area. I can type stuff and submit the form. Now I have a few more things to do here. Firstly, we have to decide what page the form is going to go to when you click the submit button. So it could go to a results page or something. Let's make it go back to the same Perl script. And of course, this Perl script, it could, and it will be a common thing to look for this parameter, the one called go, which is set to true. And it could say, okay, if we've got that parameter, I won't output the form here. I'll output some kind of results page instead. So that would be a thing that you would often do in a script like this. But here I'm just going to put method equals, and I'm going to set the page that this form goes to, which is going to be the same page again, so test4.cgi, like that. And this could be a complete URL in here, but in here I'm just using the program name. And it'll go to like a relative URL. And I'm also going to insert here method equals get, and we'll look at that shortly. Now what I'd like to do is I'd like to gather all the parameters. You see here, we could get parameters like this, and that would work just fine. In fact, let's just maybe do that. Let's just change that to query. And then down here, I can say last submitted, and let's have a variable called $query. So query, like that. And also, let's put this in like this. So that's a close.
Advance!
And this is an open.
Awaiting orders.
Just to make sure it's on a new line by itself. And I'm going to change this to this form. I'm going to put text input control in it called query, and
Got it.
which we're getting here, and
Got it! I need help here!
and then we're embedding this variable in this multi-line string down here so that we can see it. And at the moment, I'm not doing anything with the hidden parameter, which we've also got.
Killing spree.
If this works, I could, if there's any problem with it, I'll go back to testing it on the
Pair
command
up!
line, because it's often easier to debug these on the command line. I did nothing here. Let's type something in, tree, click the submit button, and it says tree. And now you'll notice that the parameter query is appearing in the URL, as is the hidden parameter go, which I set to the value of true. And we've also got the submit button appearing in here. The submit button's got the name submit and the value go, so that's appearing as well. And that's called the get method with regard to HTML forms. So we set method here, up here, to get. And the alternative is post. The problem with get is everything appears in your URL, which looks messy and kind of looks
Get out of here in one piece!
to do some hacking. But on the other hand, often it also means that you could copy that URL with the parameters in it, and people like to be able to save URLs. You could save results or whatever. So it's handy for some purposes. There's a limit as to how much data you can get in a URL as well. So for that reason, forms often use the post method. So if I change this method to post and go back again, and let's go to test4.cgi. And if you do view source, right click and do view page source or whatever it is in your browser, you should see the latest version there. Got method set to post, so that's good. Now let's submit it again. Let's put Badger and click go. And yeah, that didn't work. I'm not really sure why. So let's check that we've got everything right. We've got a method set to post for method equals post. Should be okay. Yeah, that looks fine. Let's try this again. So make sure it's really refreshed. We check the source anyway, and I'll type tree, click go. Okay, there's something wrong here. How frustrating. I've set it to method. It should be
To get out of here in one piece.
yeah. When you have a form, an HTML form, you set the action parameter to the script you want to go to. That was just working because it was going to the same script by default, but you need to set action to the URL that you want the form to submit to, and then the method is set to either get or post. Okay, let's try that again. That will work this time. Pretty confident. I stake my life on it. Okay, that doesn't mean I'm going to kill myself if it doesn't work though. Right, so I type in tree and click go. There we go. And now you see we've got the parameters, but they're not in the URL. Okay, so now one last thing I want to show you. This could be the basis of you know, lots of powerful techniques, and you can have all kinds of controls in HTML, and you can also bring in JavaScript that can do all kinds of amazing things as well. But one last thing I want to show you is what I can do. Let's get rid of this for the
Fire in the hole!
parameter names that have been submitted as an array, and to do that, so let's call it we've been using before, but I don't supply it the name of the parameter this time. So if you use the param method with no parameter name,
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece. Fire in the hole!
let's have a string now. I think I've shown you before.
Nice shot!
And we can supply string. And let's put the array.
Fire in the hole!
There we've got a list of all their parameters. And the last bit here that I'm going to show you how to get the values as well. Translate the parameters and values into a single string, which is something that's quite handy to do for debug purposes. We could use data dumper actually. That would be the simplest way to do this, but I want to show you the map method anyway, which I don't think I mentioned before. So there's this method called map, and it returns an array. So in fact I'm going to use the query array again here. So I'm going to say array query equals write something here. At the moment I'm just typing empty string.
Incoming!
So I'm passing it a query array. It's and then return it. It's going to set this variable array query to point it's returned, and then join it.
Rampage.
Sets,
Killing godlike.
You got the wrong guy. I'm the dude, man.
let's try this actually. Let's type badger. Then
Headhunter.
something in here, let's say. You can see all the elements of your array are set to badger. It's like mapped. We can talk about mapping. It's like a mathematical. You map every element of the array.
Fire in the hole!
But what you need is the element of the array itself is placed
Damn, they're getting away.
in a variable called $_. And I'm just trying to type a dollar. Seem to have forgotten how to do it. Worked a minute ago. Yeah, there we go. Dollar, there we go. Right, so $_. This will contain each element of the array. So if I did this, this is going to map each element to itself, so it'll be unchanged. Let's just try that. Let's put Fox again, submit the form, and we've got the same as before. But of course, the beauty of this is that you can change this. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to concatenate some other stuff, and I'm going to say, put a colon here, just some punctuation, and then concatenate the value of the parameter, which I can get by doing $, $CGI arrow param, and supplying in here $_, so $_ like that. So this is just creating a string where the first bit of the string will be the parameter, then I concatenate a colon and a space, just some punctuation, and then I get the value of that parameter using its name, using the CGI param method and supplying value to it. If you are completely lost here, I need to put an arrow in there actually. Don't worry, because this sort of thing takes practice, and there's plenty of other ways you could achieve the same result. I could have just used a for each loop to loop through this array and get the parameter values one by one. So this is just like a kind of quick one line thing of doing it. And then when I get the array back, the mapped array with the value as well as the key, then I'm still joining it into one long string. So finally, let's take a look at that. And let's put in here beetroot, submit it, and there we go. So we've got the query parameter is called has the value beetroot, the go parameter has the value true, that's my hidden control, and the submit button has the value go, and that's all from this stuff here. That's it for this tutorial. That's the last stuff that I intend to include about CGI apps in this course, but feel free to make requests in the question section if you want.
To attend. First blood.
Places where really big web.
Fire in the hole!
Watch out! Watch out!
There's a clear organisation to the way your web is. The standard way. It's just however you feel like organise your Perl scripts. Like Perl, search for Perl.
Watch out!
You'll find some catalog.
Fire in the hole!
Organise this.
Fire in the hole!
Most people
Watch out!
use these frameworks to organise your Perl code. I've never used any of them, but
Let's go. We've got unfinished business to attend to.
okay, so that's it for this. Hello, So this is John from caveofprogramming.com, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to move and copy and delete files in Perl. Perl is very commonly used for system administration type tasks.
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
Really. I'm going to show you just a few basic things, at least to get you started. I don't really know what... certainly stuff
Target acquired.
is there and executing system commands as well, which we'll look at in the next tutorial. So I'm going to use a module called file::copy, and this imports two subroutines called move and copy. I think you can also use this object-oriented syntax, although I'm not sure. So if you already had a subroutine defined, but anyway, here I'm just going to use it in the simplest possible way. I'm going to use the command move like that, and I need to supply a file name to move from and to, and we're going to so we've got move and copy.
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
Go to Finder, or in Windows it would be Explorer.
Got it!
I've got this logo.png file here. It's a transparent background, which is why this appears grey. And I'm going to right-click this and do, or in Windows it would be properties, and just copy the location of it here. Let's just copy that.
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
Take cover!
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
You'll be alright, but on Windows, of course, you use backslash usually as the...
Got it!
Fire in the hole! Fire in the hole!
special control sequence like \n, which of course it doesn't.
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here.
Standard interpretation of file paths. I don't know. Anyway,
Killings.
let's put the file path in there, logo.png. And
Affirmative.
Let's try to project folder. In a folder here called tutorial 61. So let's find that, and it's down the bottom here, tutorial 61. In fact, I'll just do get info on this to get the path. So I want to move that file to this directory if possible, and we'll see if that works. Go back to Eclipse, and for the second argument, of course, I specify the directory that I want to move it to. In fact, it probably should be a file name. Yeah, let's put logo. I think you could just specify the directory and it would be fine, but I'm going to put here a full file path. So it's very simple. We've got the file name to copy from and then the file name to copy to. So it's dead simple. And you might want to so that you could refer to them again later in an error message. So if I defined a $scalar variable here with the file path, then later on I could say unable to copy file such and such instead of just having a generic error message. And I'm going to enclose this in an if because it returns false if it can't copy the file. So let's say if.
Fire in the hole! Fire in the hole!
Feel good, hopefully. Surround that by brackets.
There he is!
Put the curly parentheses in there. One file.
Got it!
Killings.
Message. For a moment. Else, let's say
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
I feel a bit like I'm doing a magic but hopefully the original before show. There we go. Logo.png. If whoops, if you specified the wrong name, like this was logo 2, then it would return false and we get unable to copy file. Great. So that's copy for you, and let's just take a look at move. So move is very similar. Let's change this to move, and I want to move from. Let's move this file.
Fire in the hole!
Let's get rid of
Fire in the hole! Fire in the hole! Grenade!
There he is!
And I just want to show you that you can use relative paths as well as absolute ones like this. So on Windows, this would be something like C:, I think it's double backslash, and then some folder and so on. On a Unix type system, the root starts with / / like that. But these are absolute paths, but you can also use relative file names involving folders or not. So for example, I could put here just logo2.png.
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
Something that doesn't exist, like this.
Watch out!
And run this to move file.
Watch
Now,
out!
if we put the right name it, and I'll run that.
Fire in the hole!
There are lots of sometimes it's you can run into problems with permissions. Particularly on shared systems, it's not so much a problem on your own computer at home.
Watch out!
And Perl provides you ways of modifying all these kind of sysadmin things that you might want to do. You can do them.
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
On link. So let's try this. I'm gonna. If I run this again, it's just going to say unable to move file. Now let's put down here unlink, and I'm just going to unlink logo 2. So unlink,
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one
and in
piece.
the past, I've often run
Incoming! Grenade!
commands directly.
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
And the disadvantage of that is that it's no longer platform independent, which this is, of course. But the advantage is you can execute whatever specific command in the system, and you can get
Fire in the hole! Fire in the hole!
tying it to your platform, tying it even to specific error messages.
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
Program that does exactly what you would do if you were typing in a system, and that's the advantage of the stuff I'll show you in the next tutorial. So let's just run this. I've got logo 2.
Killing spree.
It's deleted it. There you are. It's gone.
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one
So
piece.
that's copying, moving, and deleting files in Perl. And that's it for this tutorial. And then the next tutorial we'll look at executing system commands in Perl. Hello, this is John from caveofprogramming.com, and in this video
Killing spree.
we're going to look at executing system Perl. I'm actually on a Mac system here, but what I'm about to show you should work just as well on Windows.
Got it!
A terminal.
Target acquired.
Terminal.
Got it!
There we go, there's a terminal. So on Windows, if you go to the Start menu and you go to that little box where you can type stuff to run in the Start menu, actually I think it's on type command, CMD, you'll get a console similar to this. But actually, I think
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here.
is that common to both? Yeah, on Windows it's like that, like that. But on Unix systems, you get a listing of your directory. So it depends. And I'm going to show you how to execute. Forward slash, I don't know, AD or something on Windows, I'm not really sure. Then you get listing the information from
Killing spree. Head up.
Fire in the hole! Fire in the hole!
Killing spree. Another.
these single quotes,
We're gonna
like this angle kind of. So you need to get the right character, or this will not work. And I'm going to execute some commands. Right there. Definitely works on Windows. But what command do you want to?
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
I think any system command should work. I have run into problems before with you find there's some things you can type on the terminal, but for some reason, because you're actually running a directory somewhere, you try it from Perl, it doesn't work, and you have to specify the full path to the program that you want to run between the backticks. And also, I think they do. They interpret stuff that you type between them. So if you have special characters, backslashes, that you intend to be run as a system command, it won't work because the backticks will interpolate them. That is, they'll translate them into control sequences or whatever. So something that I
Fire in the hole! Fire in the hole!
Find a variable like this, let's say command, and set that equal to the command that I want to run, for which you could use single quotes for safety, or you could embed
Target acquired.
other variables in there.
Negative.
Then in here, just put the stuff you want to run, and this is proof run. If I did S minus L command, but which wouldn't be because if you're deleting a file or something with room, rm, or del, then and what we really
We're gonna
want
need
is
more
the
firepower to get out of here in one
output
piece.
do that, because if I say my
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
so you set an array equal to the output of this command, or set it equal to the command in backticks. You run this command and then put the output line by line in this array.
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
I'm going to join these single quotes because every line
Let's go.
that's
We've
in
got
this-
unfinished
this
business
array
to attend to.
will include the new line on the end of it.
Fire in the hole!
So if we say
Fire in the hole!
command. So if you want to write this to a log file, you probably want to use chomp on it, or some regular.
Fire in the hole!
The new line at the end of each line of the output from this command, if you see what I mean. Anyway, let's just run So the upshot is define the command you want in a variable, put it between brackets, and then the output your array. And if you want a quick way of printing that, a way
Target acquired.
to join all the lines of this array with single quotes, and since each line has a line on the end of it already, we're going to see this line. Let's just run this to see if it works. Okay, so yeah, sorry if you were puzzled by that. So I'm getting my command here. This here. Right. So now it will work. Let's run this. Okay. So that's because it's defaulting to the quote in it. And what I want is a directory with more stuff in it. Let's just put a CD in here. CD space dot dot semicolon, and work on Windows. I'm not sure. So let's run this, and now we've got the listing of the parent directory. So there you go. That's how to execute commands in. Of course, you could parse the expression and find out what's in it if you want. I've slightly forgot about giving you tasks to do, come to think of it, in the CGI section. In this section, I would suggest if you do want practice, obviously there's something that...
We're going to need more...
a directory with files in it. You can try copying all those files to some kind of some kind of name that has a standard format, like...
We're going to need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
And rename all the files. Something.txt, something else.txt, and so on. You could change it to 1 hyphen something, 2 hyphen something else.txt, and so on, and exclude anything that isn't .txt. That's quite good practice. It's something that I've had to do before in creating tutorials.
We're going to need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
But there's a ton of things you could do. And so I think I'll leave that there and have fun with that. It is very useful, and
Fire in the hole!
I tend to use it
Fire in the hole!
because I just command it, and it gives you a feeling of exactly what's going on. Until next time,
Rampage. Let's go. We've got unfinished business to attend to.
Hello, this is John from geoip.com. In this tutorial, we're going to cover a very important subject, which is where to find further information about Perl. So, one thing you should know, actually, is if you want more Perl modules, there's a repository. So let's say you want to know how to do web scraping. Some modules do it instead of doing it. Type something like web scraping CPAN, and look at results that you get from CPAN here, and you see you've got this web scraping.
First blood!
Unfortunately, this isn't quite as good as it looks, for perhaps two reasons. One is that sometimes it can be hard to install those modules. Hopefully, you can install them via some kind of standard interface, which depends on your system. Perl usually provides you with some modules automatically.
Yes, sir.
Install them somehow yourself. So you want to search for stuff.
Watch out! Watch out!
Like active install, like that.
Incoming! Killing spree.
Quite easily because there's, you know, like I don't know how many tens of using. Hopefully you'll have something like that that you can use. So yeah, it can be, there's a hell of a lot of modules in here. Search through it, but sometimes they're hard to install or even not available using active.
Fire in the hole!
I think you're kind of limited in what modules you can install, at least through the
Fire in the hole!
and the documentation isn't great. This particular module, web scraping,
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one
and I couldn't really fully understand
Watch
it,
out!
to be honest with you.
Watch out! Watch out!
Well, it's the
Fire in the hole!
thing
Got it!
that the documentation is a little bit sparse. You can't really complain, you know, because people are writing these modules for free, and then documentation.
I need backup now!
Their first language might not even be English, so it's great. Just be aware that sometimes it can be. Of course, always type stuff like, let's say I wanted to know more about web scraper, I could type web : scraper example, and often
Fire in the
you'll find
hole!
it's from here, so good places to find example code. So I haven't looked at this before, but often people will give you example code. And Perl Monks is a good site as well. So
Fire in the hole!
a link from
Watch out!
a good site to use too, perlmonks.org. And apart from modules, documentation in general, type stuff into Google.
Got it!
Type with some keywords, you know, whatever you want to know about, don't be afraid to Google it because you'll find stuff pretty easily, and often, very often, the first result or the second result will be exactly what you need.
Killing spree.
Extensive, very, very good documentation. If you type into Google,
Got it!
Watch out!
Fire in the hole!
this is where it is at the moment. And this stuff here, like you can look at and that's also
Target acquired.
if you go to language, there's all these things, and you get to know this list after a while to some extent. Like
Killing spree.
that's Perl syntax, Perl data types, Perl sub, Perl subroutines, and so on. You get the idea. So if I type Perl these are really good examples, and they're very clear. You don't usually really need to sit and read through them. I've never really done that, I don't think. Just look for the bit that you want and use it. And sometimes you have to do a little bit of reading, but not a whole lot. I think that's
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece!
like the most important thing I can say to you is just always Google this stuff if you're in doubt. There's so much covered in this course, and in fact, there was something to mention. Perl is such a big with this introductory course. If you, what do I do with it? Here we go. Stuff that you want to know about. Obviously, my knowledge feel free to. Certainly,
I need backup now!
But what I'll do is, if you want to know about something,
Incoming!
like an extras section
Coming through!
on YouTube, so
Watch out!
don't be afraid to ask,
Watch out!
for more videos if you
Fire in the hole!
So that's it for this course. I hope you've enjoyed it. And this should have given you a pretty firm grounding.
Incoming!
Well, and this is all you get.
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece!
So do check out my website, Cable Programming. If you go to www.cableprogramming.com, there's lots of and more courses.
Fire in the hole! We're gonna...
So until next time.
Incoming! Incoming!
Watch out!
Fire in the hole!
Target acquired. Watch out!
Fire in the hole! Grenade!
Got it!
I agree. God.
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece! We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece! Fuck! Fire in the hole!
Killing spree.
Fire in the hole!
Killing spree.
Fire in the hole!
Headhunter. Headhunter.
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece! Fire in the hole! We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece!
Got it!
Grenade!
Target acquired. Watch out!
Incoming!
Watch out!
Fire in the hole!
Got it!
Fire in the hole! We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece!
Got it!
gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one... We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece! Incoming! Got it! We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece! We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece! Got it! We're gonna need more firepower. Fire in the hole! Incoming! Got it! Got it!
Watch out! Watch out! Watch out!
Fire in the hole! Got it! Fire in the hole! Fire in the hole!
Watch out!
Grenade!
Watch out!
Grenade! Fire in the hole! Grenade!
Watch out!
Fire in the hole!
First blood! Headshot.
Fire in the hole! Got it! Fire in the hole!
Killing spree.
Got it.
Killing spree.
Got it.
Cover me! We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
Killing spree.
Got it.
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
Fire in the hole! Fire in the hole! Fire in the hole!
Fire in the hole!
Killing spree. Headhunter.
Grenade!
Killing spree.
Got it.
Headhunter.
Grenade! Nice shot!
Got it. Got it.
Killing spree.
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece. We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
Killing spree.
Got it.
Fire in the hole!
Got it. Got it.
Fire in the hole! Fire in the hole! Fire in the hole! Grenade! Grenade! Fire in the hole! Fire in the hole!
Killing spree.
Got it. I need help here.
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece. We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
Got it.
Killing spree. Headhunter.
Fire in the hole! We're gonna need more.
Got it.
Killing spree. Headhunter.
Fire in the hole! We're gonna need more fire. We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
Got it. Got it.
Fire in the hole!
Fire in the hole!
Grenade! We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
Got it. Fire in the hole!
Grenade! Grenade! We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
Fire in the hole! Grenade!
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece. Fire in the hole!
Fire in the hole!
Got it! We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
Got it.
Grenade!
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
Got it!
Killing spree.
Fire in the hole! Grenade! Grenade! Fire in the hole!
Got it.
Fire in the hole!
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
Got it!
We're getting slaughtered.
Advance.
Got it! Fire in the hole! Got it!
Killing spree.
Grenade! Grenade!
Watch out!
Grenade!
We're getting slaughtered.
Grenade!
Killing spree. Headhunter.
I do the ass kicking around here.
Killing spree.
Fire in the hole! Fire in the hole!
Headhunter.
Got it! Got it! I do the ass kicking around here!
Let's go. We've got unfinished business to attend to. First blood.
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
Got it! I need help! Fire in the... Fire in the hole! Got it!
I'll be right back.
Fire in the hole! Fire in the hole! Got it! Fire in the hole! Fire in the hole! Fire in the hole! Got it!
Killing.
Fire in the hole! Got it! Fire in the hole! I need backup! Nah, dig it! Fire in the hole! Got it!
Killing spree.
Got it!
Killing spree.
Fire in the hole! Fire in the hole! Got it! Fire in the hole! Fire in the hole! Fire in the hole!
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one... We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
Fire in the hole! Fire in the hole! Grenade! Grenade!
I need backup. I need
We're gonna
backup
need more
now.
fire.
We're getting slaughtered! Fire in the hole! Fire in the hole!
Got it.
Killing spree.
Fire in the hole!
Killing spree.
Fire in the hole! Fire in the hole! Grenade!
Got it.
Rampage.
Fire in the... Fire in the hole!
Got it.
I need help here!
Got it.
We're getting slaughtered! Take point!
More firepower to get out of here in one piece.
Fire in the hole!
First blood!
Fire in the hole!
Got it!
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
Got it! Got it! Got it!
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
Headhunter.
Got it!
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
Incoming!
Fire in the hole!
Killing spree. Headhunter.
Got it! I need backup now!
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
Killing spree.
Got it!
Cover me!
Got it!
Ha! Great shot!
Yes, sir.
Killing spree.
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
Rampage. Headhunter.
Fire in the hole!
Fire in the hole! Incoming! Fire in the hole!
There's a blue machine, license plate number TAPCHIC, with its lights on the parking garage on level
Got
2.
it! Got it!
Cover me!
Got it! Got it!
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece.
Incoming! Got it!
gonna need more firepower to get out. We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece. We're gonna need more firepower to get out.
Got it!
We're gonna need more.
Got it!
To get out of here in one piece. Fire in the hole!
Fire in the hole!
Fire in the hole!
Killing spree. Multi-kill. Headhunter.
Check your fire!
Got it!
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here in one piece. Fire in the hole!
Fire in the hole! Fire in the hole!
We're gonna need more firepower to get out of here. Piece.
Killing spree. Headhunter.
Fire in the hole! Fire in the hole! Fire in the hole!
Fire in the hole!
Grenade! Got it!
Killing spree.
What are you doing?
Headhunter.